Hello, guys. Excuse the lighting here. Don't have great lighting at night, but I think this is going to be in my top 10 live streams. The reason I'm doing it is tomorrow I'm actually taking a day off. Can somebody give me a woo? I'm actually going to take a day off, spend it with my girlfriend. I've said I'm not coaching, I'm not streaming. I'm actually going to have a day off. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that, but we'll see how it goes. Guys, I know I shouldn't be doing this. I know it ain't good for me. Dr. Pepper, so misunderstood. Like my codes by many people, unfortunately. So I want to say much love to my brother Durrell. I want to say much love to Chuck. I've been messaging Chuck, one of the best coders there is, a really good friend of mine. I'm going to break down his hockey code that he did for the Czech Republic to win the World Cup. One of the best codes I've ever seen. I'm going to show you how that connected to Dallas beating the Timberwolves, which connected to Club America beating Cruz Azul. If you want a video to confirm that all sports are coded and connected, this is the one. Can somebody give me a woo, baby? This is crazy. So I've got to start with Club America. I live in Mexico. Actually, two of the kids I coached, they went to the game. They went to go watch this. So I couldn't coach them on Saturday because they flew out to Mexico City or wherever this game was. I think it was in Mexico City. So Club America are basically the Real Madrid in Mexico. And they're the most successful club in Mexico. They say there's a lot of corruption in Mexico. I think there is in all leagues, but I ultimately believe it's all coded, corruption or no corruption. So they just won. And they won 2-1 on aggregate. And number 21 scored the winning goal, which was a penalty, super late in the game, 78th minute winner. Now, I expected the game to be super, super tight. I just wanted America to win because of the 11s, because I'm working on that book. I thought this will be good, throw in the Mexican League as well. And I hope you enjoyed my thumbnail image of your boy Henry Martin, which is the least Mexican name I've ever heard of because he is Mexican. With his tongue out. That wasn't his celebration, but I thought, let's see which image is his first image. And it's him with his tongue out, the all-mocking tongue. So, again, this is going on in every nation. But I want to break down the 11s. You know my favorite number is 11. You know I was born on my dad's 31st birthday, the 11th prime. My dad lives at number 11. My football jersey, number 11. My first email address ended with 11. Okay, just a huge number in my life. I never knew why. Now I do. God bless you, Esteban. Right, so listen to this. This code that I posted before the first leg. All right. On the 26th of May, 2002, America won the Mexican Championship. Exactly 11 years later, they won the Mexican Championship. And then exactly 11 years after that, they've just won again. 11 years after they won their 11th championship, because now they're on 12. And I said in my code, today's date's 26-5. 26 plus 5 equals 31. 31's the 11th prime. Now get this. I need a few more woos. Guys, can we get some woos in the chat? Woo! I know there's not going to be many people watching this, unfortunately, because if you're from England, you're probably sleeping, and about 50% of my following is from the UK. So if you're from the US, Mexico, Africa, I know my boy Chuck's in Spain. Can we get some woos, guys? Now, all those 11s, I always tell you about the 31, the 11th prime. So I thought, let me look into this goal scorer who's got this super important goal. Your boy Henry Martin. All right. So sorry about the lighting. All right. There he is. Now, if you look him up, I had to look him up, didn't I? Guys, he's 31 years old. Allison with a woo. Woo. Henry Martin's 31 years old, the 11th prime. And he got taken out of the game after 89 minutes. The 11th Fibonacci number, and he got one goal from one shot. 89, 11, 31, 11. He was born in November, the 11th month. The first leg was Cruz Azul 1, Club America 1. 11, the first leg, kind of telling us what was going to happen. So I'm absolutely gobsmacked with this one. Okay. And the guy who got the winning goal, he began his career in 2013, the year that Club America won the championship. 2013 is when Francis became the Pope. Now check this out. The Dallas head coach, the Dallas Mavericks head coach, who has the same birthday as number 11, Kyrie Irving, which I told you all recently, he just became 20-13 with Dallas in the playoffs. Shout it from the rooftops, baby. All right? Club America won their last championship in 2013. And today, Dallas just beat the Timberwolves. All right? Jason Kidd's, Dallas. He became 20-13 in the playoffs. All right? Which was his 33rd playoff game with them. And Luka, who I coded to hit his prop, even money, he got 33 points. Kyrie Irving, who I said, look out for Kyrie Irving, because Dallas are looking for their 11th playoff win of the season, and he wears number 11. He scored 33 points. So if you combine their points, it's 66. And 66 is the 11th triangular number. Oh, my word. Guys, I just imagine they put me on the BBC or Fox Sports talking like this, and they allowed me to just break it down. It's never, ever going to happen, unfortunately. But are we hearing this, guys? This is mental. Like, it takes a lot now for me to be this excited about codes. It takes a lot for me to get like this. And I am absolutely, genuinely like, what? Now, because I've done this for 4 years, you know that for those 9 months, I gave my life to the code, where my life was literally coding and gambling and then doing videos about it, yeah? It helped me on my journey. I don't regret it. All right? If anything, I think it was a good thing for me. I'm glad I'm not still like that, but I think it was good for me. Now, I started to notice there was traps. There was often traps with the numbers. The better you get at seeing the numbers, the better you can identify a trap. That doesn't mean you'll always be on the money. But let me give you an example here. Yeah, that's true, bro. Hernandez, the only team in the world that is run by a television group, Televisa. Yeah. We know, guys, there's corruption, there's black magic, there's so much involved in these outcomes. So much. Some of the shots today from Luka, it's not genuine. That's why they say it's Luka magic. Some of the shots he were pulling out, this 3 that he made, he should not be making that shot. Okay? I know he came on the scene. He became a professional at age 13, Luka. He was playing in Spain with Real Madrid. He literally became a pro at 13. What's that all about? Who becomes a pro at age 13? Well, Luka did. So it's the only way you could really justify a Slovenian coming to the NBA and being the best player. He is right now, him and Tatum, best 2 players. Now, anyways, what I was getting at was how all these sports are connected. And I've just shown you there. So if I continue, what I was saying about in play. Now, Dallas went up 19-14. And sounds strange. Listen, that told me they were winning. Not because they were up by 5, which meant nothing, because like a minute later, it was 19-21. But I was like, 1914, I put that in my code. World War I began in 1914. If the Dallas coach loses, he drops to 19 and 14 in the playoffs. So I said this. You just got to learn every day. You've got to learn and try and see through it. All right. I said in game 2, the score was 12-12. Luka made it 12-12, by the way. And the Wolves coach could have become 12-12 in the playoffs if the Wolves won. But they lost by 1, a Luka three-pointer with 3 seconds left on the clock. So perfect. It's like when the Chiefs won Super Bowl 58 with 3 seconds left. All right. And Mahomes got his 3rd MVP and he threw it to number 12. 1 + 2 is 3. And they had 3 points at halftime. It's too perfect. So I said, the 1914 tells me Dallas win, as these in-play scores with coaches' potential records rarely hit. That's just experience. I'm not saying they always miss, but I was like, I have these moments with me. I think it's because I have a YouTube channel. Can somebody give me a woo? I think it's because I have a YouTube channel. I'm like, am I going to be able to say that the Dallas coach became 19 and 14 in the playoffs after having a 19-14 lead? And all my code was about war. And the First World War began in 1914. I was like, that seems a bit iffy. And in the 4th quarter, guys, the Wolves were in the lead. They came back, big comeback, and they ended up getting beat by 9 because they missed 7 of the last 8 shots. Like, come on. Like the last few minutes of that game, Minnesota could not play basketball and Dallas were unbelievable. And they just justify, the commentators who are part of this black magic, they just justify it with, Dallas have 2 of the best closers in the NBA, Luka and Kyrie. All right, that's what they do. And the fans go, that's true. That's true. The Wolves don't really have a closer. Dallas have 2 closers. In a close game, Dallas will probably take it. And there's logic to it because they do have 2 of the best closers. Kyrie's one of the best closers in the NBA, in the history of the NBA. All right. Damian Lillard's another one. Dame time. He does all of that. Okay. You think they defend him a little bit better. And why does he just turn up at the end of a game where they're unbelievable and they don't miss? So Kyrie Irving, who was in my code to have a big game, had a big game. And remember, the NBA and Satan used him with the whole COVID, okay? Because he didn't want to be vaccinated. Kyrie Irving, guys, is not a good guy. You do not win the NBA Finals with LeBron James, with Cleveland, all right? If you're this genuine guy. All it is division. We know how Satan operates with division. Okay? And taking people's energy and having you talk about anything but the word of God. Did you hear about Kyrie? Did you hear Kyrie Irving won't get vaccinated? Did you hear that he got banned by the Nets? He's not allowed to play in New York, but he can play in the road games? What? It's like when I was talking to my brother Durrell. It was like, well, certain states you can have Bet365, but other states you can't. It's like, why do they do that in America? They don't do that in England. It's like, in London you can't do this, but in Manchester you can. Like, why do they do this in the US? Anyways, I'll read out the Dallas fans. This was such a hard game to code pre-game, but you know I'm not about that pre-game more often than not. With the props, you have to be. But with money line, you've just got to be smart. If you have an amazing riddle and there's nothing for the other team, of course, you take the team with the amazing riddle. But when they're both unbelievable, you've got to look into other alternatives like props. So let me read out what I put for Dallas, because it was pretty mental, to be honest, the stuff that they had. Right. So give me a woo if you've heard of Agenda 2030. Just to let me know, how many of you have heard of Agenda 2030? This was the first thing I saw in my code. So when I do my codes, I told you I'm being like guided, and I'm like, 2030, okay. This is where I got the 2030 from, right? So I've been trying to keep up with both of these series. Now, the Boston one's been very easy. It's been very clear. I got 3 out of 3 with that. All right. And I've just posted my Boston code on my website for game 4. That's been very clear. This one's been really tough. The Wolves and Dallas one. That's why the games have been so close in all 3 of them. I know Dallas won this by 9, but it didn't feel like a 9-point game. And the other ones were like a couple of points. Like game 2 was 1 point. So I thought, okay, it makes sense. Usually when it's going to be a close game, usually both the codes are outstanding. So, and they're usually close. So Agenda 2030, I was like, okay, Boston just went from 2-0 to 3-0. I think Dallas are going to do the same thing. God bless you, Philip Palmer. I think Dallas are going to do the same thing. But is it too blatant? No. What I was concerned about with the Wolves was they was pretty much joint favourites to win on the road against a team where they're 2-0 down. And I was like, okay, the Wolves beat Denver 3 times in Denver. That was unbelievable, all coded. But does it make sense, the odds? And sometimes the odds can play with your mind. All right, I'm getting a little bit better at that. But I was like, something off about this. But the 2030 stood out to me like a punch in the face. And again, I was like, not many people have heard of Agenda 2030. Let me ride this and see where it takes me. And this is where it took me. This is where it took me, baby. So now both Boston and Dallas went from 2-0 to 3-0, 2030. Now, Agenda 2030, for some of you that don't know, is something that you need to know about. Like, you big time need to know about it. Agenda 2030, it's literally got it in its name that it's an agenda. And there's this whole thing about you're going to own nothing and be happy. But in the essence of the government or AI is going to do everything for you. All right. And that for me is not living. That's existing. So you got this 2030 agenda going on. All right. It's this sustainable development agenda, and it was adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015. And pretty much every nation at this point is a member of the United Nations, which I think is the 4th beast of Revelation. Sorry about this with the soda, guys. I know it ain't good, but it's so misunderstood. Woo! So Luka, he averaged 28.7 points during his career coming into this game. I was like, oh my word. Oh my world. World War I began on 28.7. And Luka, I'm showing you all these war numbers. Luka came into this game today averaging 28.7 points. I was like, oh my word. And then I saw at one point, it was 92-92. And I was like, oh my word. I was typing it all up. I was like, World War II ended on 9-2. This is just mental. So I said the best bet here was propping Luka because they're turning him into an actual superstar now. And his prop was 29 plus 5, so 30 points. And he got 33. I said Luka was born on 2/28, and today is 2 months and 28 days after his birthday. So look for him to star and cover his plus 29.5 points, especially as he was born on the 59th day of the year, and the Wolves can stay on 59 wins versus Dallas. And I said Dallas can go from 2-0 to 3-0, just like Boston did, about Agenda 2030. Dallas are looking for their 11th playoff win of the season, so keep an eye on number 11, Kyrie Irving. And then I said, check out his shoes. Kyrie Irving wears Anti-Kai 1 Chief shoes, guys. And Chiefs players Mahomes and Kelsey were in attendance for this game. I think they are winning Super Bowl 59. And what I'm going to do, what was Dr. Pepper made in Texas? I didn't know that. There you go. Another bit of knowledge there. Okay. My brother Durrell's from Texas. Obviously, Dallas have that connection, don't they? To Texas. Avis Prandy, God bless you, my brother. Much love. So these numbers that I found for Kyrie, he has the same birthday as Jason Kidd, the head coach of Dallas. And I said, Jason Kidd's all-time playoff record will be interesting, whatever happens in this game. So he became 20-13, and Francis became the Pope in 2013. And 2013 was the same year that the Dallas coach was hired for his first NBA coaching role. And he was hired by the Nets. Now, who played for the Nets? Kyrie. He played for the Nets. Dallas equals 13. The Dallas coach can stay on 13 playoff losses with them. 13's the sixth prime. The Wolves can get the sixth season playoff loss. Now, the Wolves got the sixth playoff loss and stayed on 8 wins. That's 68. 68. And the winning goal for Club America was scored by a player 6 months and 8 days after his birthday, who, by the way, was born the 322nd day of the year, Skull and Bones, which leaves 43 days left in the year. And George Bush Jr. was the 43rd US president during 9/11. He was a member of Skull and Bones, just like his father. Wow. Outrageous. I would not be shocked if the NBA Finals goes to a Game 7. Dallas can become 11-4 in the playoffs with a win. Michael Jordan was drafted on 6'19", the 114th prime, and the Wolf star Anthony Edwards is constantly compared to him. World War equals 114. Dallas coach and Kyrie's upcoming birthday is in exactly 43 weeks. And I just told you the winning goal for the player from Club America, his birthday this year is with 43 days left in the year. 43 is the 14th prime. And the Wolves coach got his 14th playoff loss. He also stayed on 11 wins. It's 11-14 now. Whose birthday is that? Somebody in the chat. Hopefully Chuck's here. He will know. Who was born on 11-14, guys? I'll give you a clue. He was the Prince of Wales. He speaks like this. Okay? He married Diana, who we're told died in Paris, France. Okay? And her middle name was Francis. All right? What's his name, guys? Dallas was founded in 1841. The 41's interesting because Dallas equals 41. Dirk Nowitzki, one of their greatest ever players, he was European. His jersey got retired, number 41. Remember that Denver just won the NBA Finals 4-1 on the 41st US president's 99th birthday, George Bush Sr., and the MVP, which I coded before the season began, was 41st pick, Nikola Jokic, who runs like he's been shot in both of his kneecaps. To answer my own question, King Charles III was born on 11-14, and Dallas just won Game 3. And their two stars both scored 33. I'm just gonna milk this because this is pretty wild. For me, the thing that I really enjoy the most with sports is exposing them. But with decoding, I really enjoy in play if I have time to pay attention. Like I did today. This Dallas game was 66-60. All right? And I was like, come on, 666? 66 plus 60 is 126. Kobe died 126. The beast of Revelation reigns for 1,260 prophetic days. King Charles III was coronated the 126th day of 2023. Did you know that the Roman Empire reigned for 1,260 years historically when you look it up? Do you know how divine and deep this code is? Yeah, there's definitely corruption, brother, but it's all coded. All right? Madrid, Barcelona, Club America, Man City, Messi, Like, there's no way Messi should have 8 Ballon d'Ors. At least half of them, he wasn't the best player in the world when he won them. The fact that the current Ballon d'Or winner is playing in the MLS shows you what a joke it all is. Can somebody give me a woo in the chat? The fact that the MVP, what Americans call it, but the Ballon d'Or winner is in America. One of the worst leagues in the world, honestly. I used to watch Galaxy when they were the champions. I was embarrassed to watch them. Sorry if you're American. All right, I know there's a lot of talented American players. I've coached loads of them. But when I watched the MLS, it was an absolute sham. I'll never forget watching Beckham. So I was living in LA when Beckham was there. And they put him in the quarterback role. And it was literally like they were not allowed to touch him. Now, I've said this before. I remember watching the games. I was like, if I'm a player in the MLS, nobody really knows who I am, and I'm a midfielder, I would say to my coach, Coach, I want Beckham. All right? I want to man mark him. I want to do a job on him. That's what my mindset was. But Beckham was getting the ball in the quarterback role. Nobody on him. Nobody close to him. And he got it and he sprayed a diag straight to somebody's feet, which any half-decent footballer can do. And I'm just watching this thinking, this is just a joke of a league. Now, has it improved since then? Possibly. But how is Lionel Messi not scoring 50, 60 goals? He was doing that in La Liga. All right? He's the best player in the world right now, guys. He's got the Ballon d'Or. He's won 8 of them. He's just led his team to the World Cup not that long ago. People need to be asking more questions. God bless you, John. Do you agree with me there, guys? People need to start asking more questions. So when I speak to my Mexican friends tomorrow, I'm going to break down this America code. And I'm going to be really, really intrigued to see what they say. If every one of them just comes back and goes, Mr. Adam, Coach Adam, ads, illusion. Come on, it's America. It's what they do. They have that winning mentality. I'm like, okay, fine, they have winning mentality. Explain those 11s. If you can explain those 11s to me, go for it. But if you can't, then stop dismissing this as nonsense or that I'm crazy. Okay? Because I'm not. I'm not. Henry Martin, what name is that for a Mexican? Really? Now, what I'm going to do, I hope he's watching. I'm going to read out Chuck's code, which I think is 10 out of 10. But before that, guys, I'm going to have a little sip of this Dr. Pepper. And before I get into the hockey code, actually, remember Luca's number 77. All right. What an interesting number, eh? Well, it's all 9/11. All right. Flight 77 hit the 77-foot tall Pentagon on 9/11 in Washington, D.C. on the 77th Meridian West, 77 minutes after it took off. All right. And their next best player or attacking player is Kyrie Irving, number 11. All right. American Airlines Flight 11 was a domestic passenger flight that was hijacked by 5 Al-Qaeda terrorists on the morning of 9/11. All right. 9/11 was on the 11th day of the month. It occurred in the 11th state of America, which is New York. It occurred exactly 11 years after George Bush's New World Order speech. The Twin Towers look like an 11. 11's a master number. So these jersey numbers are crucial. And again, I was watching some highlights today. I was like, wait, he's wearing 99. He's got 91 on. I want people to start interviewing these players and saying, Why do you wear 98? What's the story behind your jersey number? Why do you wear 55? There was a centre-half today for Napoli who wore number 55. Why is a centre-half wearing number 55? I want to go up to Donnarumma and go, hey, mate, you're number one goalkeeper for Italy and Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, you're great, mate. You're a great goalkeeper. Why are you number 99 for Paris Saint-Germain? What's the reason behind that? Why are you not number one? Why don't they ask these questions? Why don't they ask these type of questions? You don't need the gift that I have with numbers. Like Darrell said, like what you do is like, it must hurt your brain. And at times it does. But there's other things where it's like, look at this timeout here. Oh, I can't even show you because of the light. Yeah, I can't show you. Maybe I go here. No, still can't show you, can I? There was a timeout at 1:02. After all my posts I've been posting about Dallas and 9/11. And 9/11 lasted. You're not going to see it, are you? Wait, what if I go here? Still no? I'm gonna figure this out. You ain't gonna stop me here. I'm gonna figure this out. I want to show you. Oh my word. Can you see that? 1:02. 9/11 lasted 102 minutes. Remember, Man City won the treble on Prince Philip's 102nd birthday, all right, which was the day I was baptized. And then it became 1:04, and Kobe played his last ever game on the 104th day of the year. And I want to tell you this, Tommy King, God bless you, brother. All right, I hope you saw my in-play stuff, Tommy King, all the stuff I was posting. Really interesting. I am so grateful for my website, and I'm so grateful for the members. I'm so grateful for the community. I'm so grateful that we're open to helping each other. All right. I know there's other people that have Patreons, but they don't have a community. You can't challenge them. All right. They get all dismissive and angry when they're wrong and somebody has a go at them. I am very grateful to everyone on my website who trusts me. You know that I work really hard. I put out these codes. I know I'm not perfect. I like to see things in play. If I see it, I'll share it. All right. If I see something that I find interesting, I'll share it. And people say, oh, he's just covering himself or this, that. And they say whatever they want. I post what I'm guided to post. And just the community is just unbelievable. So thank you. In my eyes, Professor Adam, you're the best ever at sports coding. I'm in the discussion. I have to be in the discussion, at least on YouTube or with Patreons. I've got to be in the discussion. That's just opinion, though. Do you know what I mean? That's opinion, but I think community-wise, I think I'm the best teacher of it because I actually care about people and not just the code or being the best coder. I actually care about people and people in my community and sharing this information. That's why I'm doing this stream now. So let's read out Chuck's code. Jesus Chavez is in the live. Congratulations, winning 2-1 with a winning goal scored by number 21. I don't know if you know this, but Adolf Hitler, he died exactly 21 years before the Church of Satan was founded. So, yeah, the guy who got the winning goal, Jesus, 31 years old. Today's date is the 26th of May, 26-5. 26 plus 5 is 31. 31 is the 11th prime number. And I was just talking about how you won your 11th league title exactly 11 years ago. The first leg of this game final was 1-1. And the player who got the winning goal for you was taken out with 89 minutes on the clock, the 11th Fibonacci number. So I find that interesting. But congratulations. A lot of my friends support Club America. I think you can still watch these sports if you want and enjoy them. I don't. particularly enjoy them at all, but I do like breaking them down. Just don't let them consume you. Don't let them ruin your mood, and don't let them give you this false sense of achievement, which I did as a football fan. I grew up a Man United fan. Jesus, massive fan. We were the best team in the world when I was growing up. And you almost feel like it's your success. But it's not, if you actually think about it. So congratulations. I'm trying my best now to not destroy and shatter everybody's dreams of professional sports. Just don't be an idol like that Speed who was kissing the statue of Ronaldo with tongue and saying, "You're my goat, you're my goat," kissing it. Like, that's just a different level of adultery. No, not adultery, idolatry. Right, I'm going to read out Chuck's code. If you know who Chuck is, can we get some woos? Can you please hit the like button? This code is all Chuck. And my word, is it remarkable. I hope he's still watching. I ain't taking any credit for this, but he's letting me put it in my new book because I wanted a hockey code in there. And I want to show that it's all coded. That's why I was so happy that the Club America 11 riddle hit, because I want to show that it's all levels, all nations. Women's sports as well. I want to show you that. College sports at the highest level. I just want to show you all of that. Now, I know only about 100, 200 people are going to buy the book. I ain't doing it to become J.K. Rowling. But the ones who do buy it are going to have their minds blown. So let me read out this code. Spine chilling. So he liked Czech Republic to win the World Championship in the ice hockey. He found all these numbers. And Czech Republic were the host nation. But there was plenty of teams better than them. USA, Canada have a great team. But they beat Switzerland 2-0. We know all about Switzerland, guys. This neutral nation. But they always have the Bilderberg meetings there. And all the elite meet in Switzerland. Something I don't like about that nation. The home of Roger Federer. Now, it was the first championship since 2010. And I beat Switzerland 2-0. Okay? But listen to this code. I'm gobsmacked by this. And I can't read it all out because it's too long. But what I do have is more than sufficient. Now, again, not all of you love ice hockey, or if you do, you only care about the NHL. You're not really bothered about the World Cup. There wasn't anybody on my website saying, "Hey, can you code this game?" Now, Czech Republic won in a war riddle connected to the Prague University shooting, which was during Saturnalia. Now, it was on the 116-year anniversary of Clara Hitler's death, which was Hitler's mum. Saturnalia equals 116. And Charles University Prague equals 116, where the shooting took place. Auschwitz concentration camp equals 116. And 11 times 6 is 66. Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. And number of the beast equals 66. If you notice, Dallas, on the same day that Czech Republic won this World Cup, Dallas scored 116 points. Now, this for a bonus point for anybody in the chat. What date was Tom Brady's last ever game in the NFL? Who's going to be the first one to answer that? What was the date, if we do the month and the day, of Tom Brady's last ever game in the NFL? Anybody? I'll give you a minute whilst I take another sip of this Dr. Pepper, which has excessive calories and excessive sugar, baby. Anybody? God bless you, Dirk. Much love. Thanks for always supporting me. I appreciate you. Come on, guys. When was Tom Brady's last ever game in the NFL? I shouldn't know all this stuff. I sometimes have these moments where I'm like, how do I even know what Tom Brady's last ever game was, the exact date? How did I predict his retirement date exactly 18 months before? How did I predict him to go 7-3 in Super Bowls before the season began and beat the Chiefs? How? I can barely throw a football. Can somebody give me a woo? Now, I am an athlete, but I can barely throw a football, guys. I shouldn't know what I know about the NFL at all. Never been to a game. I guess I'll tell you. I was giving you all the 116s. Tom Brady's last ever game was on 116. And who was it against? Next question. Yeah, 116. Cheers, Tommy King. You'll know the next one. Who was his last game against? And who just beat the Timberwolves today? All connected. Brady's last game was against... Come on, guys. I've talked about him in this stream. At least the place, anyway. It was against a team that has a pentagram in its logo. And again, I think my stream's like a bit behind as well. It was Dallas. It was Dallas Cowboys. Brady's last game was against the Cowboys. Now, for another 116, which I'm going to add to Chuck's code, World War I was from that 14 to 18, right? I figured this out. World War II, and if Chuck's watching, he can take this, was 39 to 45. Add up those numbers. This gave me chills. All right. Again, think about how much information I give away for free. I worked this stuff out. 116. Brady in his last season played a game in Germany. Now, where the Euro is going to take place this year, Euro 2024, Germany, and they're going to begin on Donald Trump's 78th birthday. Well, Club America just won the final. The winning goal was after 78 minutes. What? Winning goal was after 78 minutes. What year was Kobe born? Was it 78? It was, wasn't it? It's just mental. Mental. Let me continue with Chuck's code. The sniper, David Kozak, blew his brains out. And what are the chances he died on Clara Hitler's death anniversary? And he was born on 12/8/1999. And Clara was born 12/8/1860. 139 years later, this sniper blows his brains out. And rumor has it, Hitler blew his brains out, didn't he? Again, that's just something I've read. I don't know, but Hitler blew his brains out. He killed himself. Have anyone else heard that? All right. He didn't want anybody else to kill him. He committed suicide, didn't he? In a underground bunker, and pretty certain he put a bullet in his own head. Because he was being hunted by who? Soviet troops. They stormed Berlin, which is where Leverkusen just won the German Cup in a massive war riddle. Can anybody figure out why I have such a small following? What's your opinion, just before I continue with the code? Why do you think my following won't grow? What is it? I've told you I don't let it irritate me and anger me anymore. But what do you reckon it actually is? Or what more do I need to do? Is it, again, because my production is horrific and I'm just here in this shitty t-shirt and a Dr. Pepper, the worst lighting that you're probably ever going to see on YouTube? What am I missing? Because I sometimes hear myself talk and I'm like, what? Well, fireworks are going off. I'm like, am I really saying all of this? Like, and I can back it up. What am I missing? No, I'm being like honest. Like, thank you for that shadow band. This is a serious question now, guys. Do you think I need to change this setup? Is there anybody that works in IT or social media who can give me advice on how I can grow this channel and make it more appealing to other people? If I was able to do videos and show images and talk over it, or video, oh man, that would just be a killer. If I had a production team. So I watch some YouTube videos and they have an amazing production team. And it looks really professional. Look at mine. Maybe I've got to stop being so laid back with it. Just any advice, anybody. I know there's not many of you watching right now, or you can leave a comment, or you can email me. Because it's got to be, I've got to do something better, I feel, with this work. I know I've got my books, which will stand the test of time. I've got the books, but dancing girls in the background would definitely help, for sure. I don't know if my girlfriend would be happy with that. Maybe I could get her, but she ain't going to do that. But yeah, okay, dancing girls in the background. That might distract you away from what I'm saying, though. So yeah, I'm going to continue with this code, but like serious suggestions, because I think the work I'm putting out daily is remarkable. I think I can use that adjective. It's remarkable. And it's just, what, 22 people liking it? Just find it mental. Anyway, going back to how David Kozak blew his brains out exactly 139 years after Clara Hitler died, Hitler's mother, and Hitler blew his brains out. Isaiah 13:9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy thereof out of it. Now that's deep. We know Freemasonry equals 139. So does the Bavarian Illuminati. Just different names for Satanists at the highest level. Now, listen to this. This Hockey World Cup was the 87th edition. And Chuck sent me a code, right? I said, bro, you've just sent me this code whilst the Dallas game that I've coded is 87-87 with a timeout. All right? And I was like, he went, no way. Well, yes. Again, I'm not be able to... Come on. Please work. Can you see it? Give me a word if you can see that. I can't tell. 87-87. I hope you saw that. But he sent me the code. I was like, bro, it's 87-87, and you're telling me this is the 87th edition. I was like, number of the beast equals 87. We know Messi was born in 87. So was my brother. The beast of Revelation equals 87. Revelation 8:7. The first angel blew his trumpet. Think about Donald Trump. The Euros begins on his birthday. And there followed hail and fire, mixed with blood, and these were thrown up upon the earth. And a third of the earth was burned up. All right, 33.3%. I told you Luka and Kyrie both got 33 points in game 3. Brady retired with 333 days left in the year. And a third of the trees were burned up, and all green grass was burned up. Now, I've noticed that if Dallas sweep the Timberwolves, who, by the way, just knocked out the world champions, they came back from 20 points down in game 7. Oh, man, I forgot about that. If Dallas win game 4 and somehow sweep the Timberwolves end the season 8-7 in the playoffs. this season, and it was 87 this game. Cover more celebrity geometry-related news, sports, and celebrities all the masses care about. That's brilliant advice, and that's what I did when I had my big following. I focused all my energy on celebrities and sports, and I got thousands of people just came out of nowhere following me. But what I have now, heir to the throne, great name, I became reborn in Christ. And that took away a lot of my desire to just focus on that stuff. So I used to approach my live streams. I really wanted to be an entertainer as well. I wanted to come here, make you laugh, blow your mind, and have you go away with a smile on your face. That's what I wanted to do, and I was able to do it. Now I'm talking about the end of the world, revelation, repenting. It kind of turns people off. So I'm got this gift with numbers and exposing the world of celebrity and predicting sports and preaching the gospel. I feel like all of it together actually has a negative effect on me. So a lot of people have said, stop talking about Jesus and go back to what you're amazing at, is talking about sports and Hollywood. That's why I love your work. But once I feel like I've been called to preach the gospel, I can't stop doing it. And I know, like I told you, I used to make really good money from YouTube, or at least $700. I make 60 now. And that's basically from my boy Darrell's super chats. It sends me super chats every now and again, which I'm grateful for. So it's great advice. It does make logical sense. And maybe I should go a bit more into it. And like I said, I've got my other channel called God Wins, where I just preach the word there. So that is good advice. Thank you for that. I do agree. Now, where was I? I'm going back to Chuck's code. Trump was born a span of exactly 87 months after Czechoslovakia was invaded by Hitler. Now, what a find that is. Because we know that Trump's ex-wife, Ivana, was born where? Czechoslovakia. Guys, there's got to be something going on. Jokic is Serbian, Luka Slovenian. It's all war, yeah? It's why I said Jokic would win 3 MVPs. And he has. World War III. Have you ever thought about the 3 best European players? You got Giannis, the Greek freak, Luka, and you got Jokic. When you add up their jersey numbers, hey, Illusion, do you think tennis is coded? Absolutely, RJ. I've coded about 20 tennis futures. So absolutely. Did you see how Djokovic recently lost to drop to 14-6 for the year, Trump's birthday? He's super connected to Trump. So if you do the jersey numbers of the 3 best European players in the NBA, you have, let's start with Giannis, is 34, yeah? And then we go to Jokic, 40. No, ignore that. Let me delete that. He's 15, isn't he? His 41st pick. And then you have your boy, who's taken the league by storm, Luka. So when you do the math there, 34 plus 15 plus 77, what do you get? 126. When did Kobe die? Now, what do they have in common? Guys, come on. Can we hit that like button? I've got more likes than people watching. That's interesting. If you haven't hit it already, all right, give it a hit. Give it a hit, baby. Somebody just hit it, all right? Give it a hit every time you come in. Just ping, ka-ching. Not ka-ching, so I don't get paid, but Ping. All right, there we go. It's up to 26 now. Just do me that favor, all right? But I've told you their jersey numbers add up. Oh, wait, I've got a low battery. So have a little sip of the Dr. Pepper and I'll be back. I've got to charge it. And remind me what I was talking about. I sometimes forget. Even though my mind, I can memorize all these numbers and patterns. Sometimes I say something in a stream, head off for 30 seconds, completely forgot. So try and remind me I was talking about Luka, Jokic, and Giannis and their numbers. Just type it. I should be good. I should remember it. Come on, baby. Definitely gonna have a glass of water as well. I'm not used to drinking soda, especially at this time. Right. So Kobe died in 2020. Yeah. It's funny how the Boston series was 2-0 and the Dallas one, like 2020, which was the year when Trump was the president. Right. So I told you that Kobe died 126. I gave you the jersey numbers, right? Now, Kobe dies. I just lost the light. Come on, YouTube. Come on. Don't be like that, hey? Come on. Hey, I got it back. Woo! Come on, baby. Set the night on fire. I'm feeling it today after that America code. Guys, yeah, if people want money, great, sure, nice. But come on. The 11s, baby. It's because it's my favorite number. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Those three players, Giannis, Jokic, and Luka, what do they all have in common? They all became dominant after Kobe died. Hey? They all became dominant after Kobe died. It's all about LeBron, isn't it? LeBron sacrificed Kobe. It's bigger than that. It's so much bigger than that. 2021, what happened? Giannis won the NBA Finals, MVP. All right, beat the Phoenix Suns 4-2. And 2022, the Warriors won, which I coded. Steph Curry, he dominated. He's one of the most talented players, but when you watch him, you also feel like you're watching magic. And they always say it, same with Luka Magic. But when you'd watch Steph Curry, when I used to watch all the games, I'm like, it's like a magician. I didn't really understand black magic then. I didn't believe in God. I was like, he's like a magician. The way he plays the game. Then in 2023, who won? Jokic. And now Luka is dominating the Western Conference Finals. And I'll tell you something, guys. I ain't going to share this here because I've got a bit of work to do. Tom Loftus, God bless you, brother. I ain't saying it here. I had Boston to win the Eastern Conference Finals, but massive favorites. Dallas could beat Boston from what I've found. I know they're not there yet. It's 3-0. They're pretty much there. Dallas might shock Boston. And I don't think anyone will be majorly shocked. Boston all year have been massive favorites, like embarrassing their odds. All year. So I still think people would have absolutely put down big money on Boston and they could still win it. But everyone's talking like Boston have already won. That is always a red flag for me. So I ain't going to break it. I'll put it on my website. There's numbers for Dallas that are mental. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm going to have to look into all the records after these series are over and head-to-heads with them. But if Luka wins it, guys, I'm going to tell you why. Oof. So where was it? Give me a woo if you want me to go back to Chuck's mind-blowing code. Chuck is one coder. There's quite a few now on my website. When Chuck sends me a code, I go, I can't wait for this. You know, like back in the day when you had a favorite TV show or whatever it was and you were buzzing for it? When Chuck sends me, I've got a code for you. I'm like, oh, come on. Let me read it. So I find the codes like intriguing. I enjoy them. Like, it's not just to win money, which is the average coder, isn't it? Nothing against them. I've been there. But the code, it's not like in the heart. It's just like, let's do it, lads. Got a super mega lock city. You don't. I like the people that care about the code. Like, whoa, this is profound. This is incredible. This is mind-blowing. My whole reality is not what I thought it was. Oh, my word, it connects to the Bible. Wow. Is this going to help tell me when there's going to be a war? When there's going to be a pandemic? Who's going to be the next president? Like, the stuff I've done about Trump, I don't know if he's going to be the president. It's very interesting. All the numbers have revolved around him. But there's many people like, do you think I should put like a couple of grand on him? Even money right now? I'm like, that's not why I'm doing it. But if you think that the code that I've done is sufficient enough for you to put that money on it, go for it. But then if he doesn't become the president, I get annihilated by those people, which is unfair because the numbers that I'm revealing are still remarkable. I've coded Trump's life. Now, let me go back to his code because it's remarkable. Trump was born a span of exactly 87 months after Czechoslovakia was invaded by Hitler on 15/3/39. Mein Kampf was published 80 months, 7 days after World War I ended. Now, when you type in Revelation 8:7 to the Gematria, it's 146, which is when Trump was born, 14/6. And the Exorcist director, William Friedkin, he died on 8/7. I did a video about it. He died on 8/7, age 87. Number of the beast equals 87. And he died a span of 42 weeks before this final today, which the Czech Republic won. And we know the beast reigns for 42 months. Now, Hitler was born on 4/20, so you see a 42 there. War equals 42, so does World War. And the man who predicted 3 world wars, he died on 4/2. And William Friedkin died in Bel Air, like Satan's the prince of the air. I remember doing my video about Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, about how he slapped Chris Rock. And in the Bible, Christ is regarded as the Rock 7 times. I'm surprised that Will Smith didn't slap him 7 times for how coded it all is. Now, I'm at a point where I believe some of them know, most of them don't. So, like, for example, I shared on my website Sympathy for the Devil, you know, the Rolling Stones. And I shared the video. It's like, it was 8-minute video. John Lennon's in it. Like, sympathy for the devil. Like, come on, you should have no sympathy for the devil. And I was like, I feel like Mick Jagger is fully aware that he's given himself to Satan. I don't know if that means all the band members are, because they don't get the same attention as Mick Jagger. Or maybe it's all of them and there's a cult and they all take part in the same rituals. But I just feel like some of them know and most of them don't. Because the code is just so incredible and so perfect. So maybe Satan's using these people and they don't fully know. But we know there's witches. We know there's Satanists. They exist. They're open about it, a lot of them. But something I've learned is it's not so clear-cut with it all. Because when you look at like their birthdays, their height, when they were drafted, their numbers, the talent that they have, it's way deeper than we'll ever realize. Can somebody give me a woo if you agree? I have come to terms with the fact that this is way deeper than the human mind can go. We will never fully grasp it. It's too supernatural. It's too divine for us to fully process everything. We can't. Our mind is not designed. The fact that we can do what we do, myself, you guys in the chat, is remarkable in itself. It's mind-blowing in itself. But I've come to terms with, stop trying to answer everything you can, Adam. But just make people think. In a world that doesn't want to think anymore. It doesn't, unfortunately. Society doesn't want to think, doesn't want to go deep, doesn't want to question the divine or the supernatural or reality. I like doing it. So Sabus likes to know how the gospel's unfolding. That's my favorite aspect of it. If you notice in Chuck's code, he's using scripture as well to back up his numbers, which I think is crucial. By the way, the Pope's 87. I could add to the code as well. The Pope's 87. Dallas have a real shot of winning it all. There's no point betting Boston at this point. There's no point. They're probably going to be 1-3 to beat Dallas. So you may as well have a fludder on Dallas with the numbers that they have, because there's so many 17s that they have. Now, The Exorcist was released 26th of December 1973, 50 years, 5 months before this final. Exact. Satan's 55, yeah? We know the Nazi symbol looked like a 55. Now, Trump's ex-wife was Ivana, and her original name was Ivana Zelnikova. That equals 87. And like we said, the 87th edition of the Ice Hockey World Championship. Now, she died on 14/7, which I did a video about because the White House has 147 windows, which I find interesting, where the president resides. But listen to this. Trump's ex-wife, Ivana, died 666 days before this hockey tournament began. All right. And it ended today on the 147th day of the year. And she died on 14/7. I remember doing my video on it. I was like, whoa. It's in my Trump book if you want to buy it. $2,000. I'm joking. I think it's 10 or 9/11. 8 times 7 is 56. Now, Adolf Hitler equals 56. And, of course, he died at age 56. He was born a span of 5,006 days before his father, alias's death. Now, Church of Satan equals 56. We know King Charles III was just coronated on 5/6. It's crazy that Adolf Hitler equals 56, 187, and 61. And Washington, D.C. equals 56, 187, and 61. Now, I know a lot of you will say, what's Hitler got to do with the White House or Washington, D.C.? It's the devil. This is something I want to hammer home. It's all connected by the devil. That's what I finally have an answer. How do all these things connect, Adam? It's pretty crazy. I'll give you that. But how do they connect? I don't understand what WrestleMania's got to do with Trump, or what he's got to do with the Queen's death. What are you talking about? It's interesting, but come on. It's the devil's code, guys. It's infiltrated the code. It's infiltrated everything. God's creation, everything is coded. Everything has a numerical code. Even this. Everything. So Satan knows that, and he's got this code. because he's the God of this world. And professional sports is not being run by God or by man. It's by him. And he uses man. Okay? Because God used man. How he used Moses, okay? Whoever it may be. Joseph, he used man. So Satan uses man. That's all he does. He tries to replicate God in every possible way. But he hates God. But he wants to replicate him. It's like the ones who hate me on Twitter. Yeah, you try and read the codes, it's identical to mine. Yet they hate me. The code identical to me now. So it's all very strange. It's like, I don't know. But that is the reality. Now, let me keep going with this. Again, if you're just new to this stream right now, this code here is not mine. It's Chuck's, and I'm just adding to it. Now, the Gulf War began on 2/8/1990, 56 years after Hitler was made the Führer of Germany. Marianne Trump Barry was born 50 months, 6 days after Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. This is what I'm saying about the code. It's almost like Hitler was born to do what he did. George Orwell equals 56. And he wrote 1984, which is about a dystopian society and the collapse of society. Now, 5 months and 6 days turns out to be 159 days. 9/11 ended at 9/37. 9/37 is the 159th prime. 1984 was published on the 159th day of the year, which is June the 8th. Donald Trump equals 159. Now, Clara Hitler was born 159 years, 68 days to event 201. 1984 was published on the 159th day of the year on 6/8. And Donald John Trump equals 68. 1984 was published exactly 25,700 days before event 201. Donald John Trump, because that's his actual name, is German. That's 257, which is the 55th prime, going back to Satan, equaling 55. The 47th president's first day in office is a span of 75 years after George Orwell's death. So Orwell died 121, which is 11 times 11. And we know World War I ended on 11/11 at 11 a.m. But 75 is interesting. New World Order equals 75. Order out of chaos equals 75. World War III equals 75. King Charles' coronation was on 5/6. Church of Satan, 56. USA, they had some numbers to win this for sure, and would have made sense as well because of all the connections to Trump. But it was the Czech Republic who won it. And King Charles recently gave a speech which was on matching date numerology to the Charles University shooting in Prague, which connected to Czech Republic winning. And 38 weeks later, what happens? Czech Republic win. And I always talk about Ezekiel 38, which is about the last and final war on earth before the return and the second coming of Christ. I always talk about Ezekiel 38. I told you LeBron James at age 38 scored 38 points on the 38th day of the year to become the all-time leading point scorer in the NBA. He did it exactly 24 months after Brady won his last Super Bowl. 24 connects to 38. 3 times 8 is 24. Now, Hitler invaded Czechoslovakia on 16/3, the 38th prime. King Charles was born exactly 820 weeks after the Retake fire, which was an event that helped to trigger World War II. The 820 is significant because 9/11 began at 820. The 9/11s, guys, with King Charles, with Hitler. Remember, King Charles was born a span of exactly 911 weeks before the Church of Satan was founded. Remember, the Queen died 911 days after COVID was declared a pandemic. Or Israel was attacked by Hamas 911 days after Prince Philip died. The 9/11, which I've been trying to show you all for a long time, is about Revelation 9/11. And they had a king over them, again, King Charles, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. So again, if you've been keeping up with the King Charles painting, which looked like Baphomet, and it was all red, and he was the Prince of Wales. Wales's flag's a red dragon. The red dragon is Satan in the Bible. Crazy. Bill Russell, who recently died for the Celtics, he won 11 NBA championships, didn't he? The NBA, the first ever game was on 6/6, 66, the 11th try. Did you know that the NBA was founded the same year Donald Trump was born, in 46? Somebody tell me LeBron James's NBA Finals record. 4-6. I told you it'd stay like that since 2020. I said he ain't going to another NBA Finals. Yeah, sure. Sure, Zach Hubbard told you he's going 5-6 and then 6-6. All right, because LeBron equals 66. And LA Rams won Super Bowl 56. Nah. Way deeper than that. He ain't going to another NBA Finals. Time is a man-made created concept. Yes, I agree. What I say about time is, yes, I agree with what you just said. But for us in this society, the way that we've been brought up, it is relevant. Unfortunately, it is man-made. You're correct in saying that. But for us in society, it's relevant. If I need to make money and I work 9 till 5, and I'm like, you know what? Screw time. I'll go in there whenever I want. You'll lose your job, won't you? These sports games, we need time. What, they're just going to blow the whistle whenever they want? So I agree with everything you just said. But unfortunately, we live in this coded, somewhat matrix, which is the devil. It's not God. I need a woo in the chat. God's not behind this matrix. All right? This prison planet, as David Icke calls it. That's the devil. God's behind the creation, which was divine. And it was perfect before it got destroyed by sin. So don't believe that God created a matrix and we're playing this video game and we're all trapped for God's amusement. It's the devil. God bless my friend who died, Devil's Playground. A great name. This world is the devil's playground. But he won't be going to heaven. He got cast out and he ain't ever going back. Can somebody give me an amen for that? Emmanuel, I'm up early in the morning, 6 a.m. Good for you, mate. I think it's good to wake up early. I'm always up around 6, 7. I enjoy getting up early. I don't need much sleep. I really don't. The only time I ever needed a lot of sleep was when I was going through adolescence. My body was changing. And when I was just going out and partying until 5 a.m. And then I realized, Adam, you're not even getting that much sleep because you're waking up at midday, but you went to bed at 6. You slept 6 hours. That was back in my university days, guys. I'm not promoting this. But I've never really needed a lot of sleep, me. Some people that are just, there's people that go to work, go home, sleep, go to work, go home, sleep. I'll give you an example of that. Coach drivers. Javi's here. Guys, Javi's in the chat. This guy is an amazing guy. And I've actually met him. And he looked after me like he's been my friend for 30 years. Picked me up from the airport. Got me a drink. Took me around Tijuana. I ain't going to get into that because that was one of the wildest nights of my life. I ain't getting into that. But this code, guys, has led me to so many amazing people like Javi, Chuck, Darrell, loads of you guys in the chat, Lockwood. There's loads of you that I am actually friends with. So there's a lot of things for me where I'm so grateful for God giving me this gift, because it is a gift, being able to do this. There's so many things where I'm grateful. But I do have days, I still have the occasional day where I'm like, I wonder what life would be like for me now if I didn't know this. If I didn't know gematria, I didn't know numerology, I didn't know anything about the Bible, all right? I didn't know anything about the code. I do have those moments, not like regret. It's not regret. I'm like, I wonder where I would be right now. Would I still be in a school? Would I still be married? Would I have been out with my friends watching that America game with a beer in my hand with a bet on? Probably. Tom Loftus is at work listening. What job do you do, bro, where you can listen? Are you a postman? Woo! Postman Pat with the black and white cat. What was his name? Anybody for 10 points? What was Postman Pat's cat? Oh, come on, Adam. You should know this. I used to watch it. Postman Pat, he had a nose like this. What was his cat called? Anybody for 10 points? Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. I won't sleep now, guys, unless somebody tells me the name of that cat, and I'm not Googling it. So Tom is saying Cole Palmer's career is so scripted. Yeah, the guy who does the Osiris. It's like he's cold. He's doing Osiris, which is this like false god. Yeah, his career. I've done videos. I've definitely done codes about Cole Palmer. King Charles was coronated on Cole Palmer's birthday. And then Cole Palmer won the treble on Prince Philip's birthday. Can I get a woo there, Tom Wilson? So, yeah, Cole Palmer, they're raving on about him. Yeah, loads of his goals are penalties. I don't think he's that great. He speaks like that as well. Like, hearing him in his interviews makes me want to fall asleep, guys. I'm being serious. Was it called Thomas? Jess rings a bell. Where are you getting Thomas from? Thomas the Tank Engine? Jess makes sense. Sean the Sheep. Did any of you guys ever watch Budgie the Helicopter? Budgie's a little helicopter. I used to watch that before I'd played football for Bradford City. I'd go around to my friend's house, Johnny Snowden. We both played for Bradford together. Thankfully, his dad was nice enough to take us to training 4 times a week. My parents were working. And I'd go to his house, and we'd get, his parents would give us toast for food and like an orange juice or whatever, an energy drink. And there was always like cartoons on. I always remember Budgie the Helicopter. Anybody? Remember this probably was only in England. I don't know. I used to watch Budgie. Budgie is a little helicopter. Rugrats. I think that was American. It's Cartoon Network, I think. Doug. Doug. Ninja Turtles. Just having flashbacks here, guys. What else? Hey Arnold. Move it, football head. Hey Arnold. I watched that. Like, I was big into cartoons when I was like 12, 13, 14. I really enjoyed cartoons. So, yeah. Why did I bring up Postman Pat again? I don't know. So Sebas is enjoying those shows. Rugrats, Doug, Hey Arnold. Just brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff, guys. Yeah, cartoons are probably just Decoded. Remember in the Legends of Chamberlain Heights where Kobe died in a helicopter crash in a cartoon? Has anybody watched that? I think Emmanuel's seen it. Kobe Bryant died in a cartoon in a helicopter crash, which had Lakers colors. It's purple and yellow. And then he died in a helicopter crash. It's pretty mental. And that's real. Like, I've seen the cartoon. I'm intrigued to know if YouTube still have it, but I watched the actual episode on YouTube. I was like, this is freaky. And his rings came off. He won 5 rings, didn't he? Yeah, you got 5. You brought up Postman Pat when you were asking what job a guy did. Yeah, guys, see how I just go completely off topic? I think this is a blessing and also negative to my work. If you agree, give me a woo. Adam, get to the point. I'll share it with my friends. They thought you were genius, and then you started talking about Postman Pat. But who's Postman Pat? Why? Who is this guy? People say it like, oh my word, like I was so engaged, and then you just started bringing up something so random. And I think it's positive to some of you. You're like, this guy's a bit like out there, but he's interesting and he's funny. And other people are like, shut up. Go back to America. Like, why? Go back to that 11 code. It's like, wow. And now you're talking about cartoons. What are you doing? So my bad to some of you. Apologies if it winds you up. I get it. I'm just pretty random, guys. I am. Yeah, Ben 10. I don't think I've ever seen that. My favorite growing up was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That. I had all the figures. I watched all the movies. I don't know why. They're talking turtles who could fight and live underground and eat pizza. Why did I find that so appealing? Questions need to be asked. Why was I so wrapped up in talking turtles? And their leader was a rat. Was it Splinter? Why was my mind like, oh, this is good? And then Ariel, I think I fancied Ariel, who was the news reporter who somehow became friends with 4 talking turtles. I didn't even question it. I wasn't like, that's something I do kind of miss, not questioning everything. As a kid, I wasn't like, why are turtles talking and eating pizza? I kind of missed that. You know, that innocence? They were just what? They were just talking turtles, eating pepperoni pizza, and the leader was a rat. It just felt right. And they lived in the sewer. And they could walk. Like, I didn't know turtles could walk. I didn't think like, now, like, because of this mind I have now, I dissect everything. And sometimes it's like, just relax. And I know some people say, ads, just relax, just watch the movie. I'm like, no, this is about the 4 horsemen. Go back to that last scene. All right? That's clearly suggesting famine, which is the 3rd horseman of Revelation. What? Go back, I'll show you. Look. And like, no. Kenya once said, watching a movie with you, like, it takes 7 hours to watch it. If it's deep, I stop it. I'm like, oh my word, look. The other day we watched The Walking Dead, right? And they were looking for food. And they went to this like town where obviously it was desolate, everybody's dead, but there's all these walkers, all right, everywhere. And I was like, look, pause it. She's like, what? I'm like, look at that gas station. It's like, what is it? I said, it says hell. The numbers are upside down, but it's saying hell. And she's like, nah. I went, go back, go, pause it, look. And she went, yeah, it does. Yeah, it's meant to do that. I was like, it's not. It's subtle. It's not. Next to nobody would have seen that. I was like, it's hell. But they flip these numbers upside down. And she was like, okay, yeah, all right. And I don't know, but it says hell. Like, so subtle. I caught it. I would never have caught that years ago. I wouldn't have even seen it. I'd have just been looking at the walkers. Garfield was good. You know what I like about Garfield? You know what I have in common with Garfield? Both of our favorites food, lasagna. Can somebody give me a like for that? All right, lasagna. My favorite food, garlic bread. All right, orange Fanta. Probably an ice cream afterwards because I like a dessert after I have a main meal. Lasagna. And I'll tell you something. If there was a contest between myself and Garfield, it'd be a close one when it comes to eating lasagna. The other day, I had 4 portions. Can somebody give me a woo? 4 portions of lasagna. I promise you, I nearly shit myself. I nearly shit in my pants. 4 of them. I can't stop eating it. The only reason I stopped eating the lasagna, I ran out. I ran out. I would have kept eating it. It's just one of those foods where I can just smash it. So, yeah, Garfield. Inspector Gadget, Trek China. Inspector Gadget. Well, what a show that was. Now, I bet if I rewatched them, like there would be so much like predictive programming in these shows. But what about those Go-Go Gadget arms, baby? Can I get a woo? Go-Go Gadget arms. Brilliant stuff. Monsters Inc. is, yeah, I agree with that. I can't say that word, but I do agree with what you said about Monsters Inc. Johnny Bravo did predict 9/11. Hey, Johnny Bravo. Can somebody give me a woo if I did a good impression of Johnny Bravo? I used to have, hey, Johnny Bravo. Had these massive arms, didn't he? And giant pecs and these peanut legs. Made me laugh. Constantly wearing his sunglasses, perfect slick back hair. Guys, did you guys ever watch Saved by the Bell? Zach Morris. And I used to fancy that Kelly Slater like massively. But not long ago, a few years ago, I watched an episode. Oh my word, it was cheddar cheese, guys. I don't know if you've ever watched it. Saved by the Bell. It has to be one of the cheesiest shows you'll ever watch. I didn't know that when I was younger. It was cool. I was like, I wish I was at that school because I wanted a bit of that Kelly Slater. I think that's what her name was. But I watched it the other year and I was like, oh my word, this is embarrassingly bad acting. But it was so good at the same time back in the day. Everything now with movies, it's CGI and most of the actors are not even acting. It's like a lot of the singers now, they're not actually even singing. I miss like Top of the Pops, where they would actually sing and you could tell they were singing. Not all the time, some of them didn't. But you could hear, oh, they've made a bit of a mistake. They're a bit out of tune there. I like that. That's gone now. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame. Arthur. Wait, are we talking about Arthur, who was a bear that had glasses, but he had no ears? Can somebody give me a woo for that? It was a show called Arthur. I really liked it as well. A lot of these shows, like the main character always has a girl that like likes them, but they bully them. It's like, Hey Arnold had that. What was the girl that liked him? All right, with the blonde hair and the pigtails. What was it? Oh, come on, Adam. What was the girl that liked Hey Arnold, but she picked on him? It happened. I remember when I was younger, girls were attracted to me in like 6th, 7th grade, and they used to try bully me. One girl pushed me. And then she asked me out. I'm like, what are you pushing me for? What the heck? It's weird. What was her name? Anybody for 10 points? Was it an aardvark? Yeah, it was an aardvark. So Arthur, the aardvark, he had glasses and no ears. So how's his glasses staying on his head? Again, that's why I need a woo. This is stuff, again, I shouldn't be thinking about. Arthur, the aardvark, he was very intelligent. He wore glasses. I was like, okay, wears glasses. And then as I became an adult, not as a kid, I was like, he's got no ears. So how on earth are those glasses staying on his head? Woo! And I'm like, oh, here he goes again, Adam. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. Who cares if he has ears or not? Me now. For whatever reason, me now. Anybody got the name of that girl that fancied Arnold? Move it, football head. Proper masculine. Oh man, I won't Google it because, come on, Adam. Anastasia? No, it wasn't Anastasia. Somebody's going to pull it out of the bag. I know they are. Move it, football head. Hey, Arnold. I'm not stopping till I get this name. Look, my hands are here. I'm not Googling it. I don't have a phone. I'm not playing games with you. I need to know this girl's name. Move it, football head. Hey, Arnold. Why am I saying Anastasia? Why is that name coming? It's not Anastasia, though. Come on, guys. Somebody in the chat, step it up. Do you think Shrek's coded? Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it. So much programming in that as well, and Satanism as well. Shrek lives happily ever after. I love those movies. Like, again, I could dissect them now. They use that talking donkey. Donkey! All right. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Donkey! Well, when I watched that, I didn't know the Bible had a talking donkey. In the Bible, there's a donkey that talked to Jesus. I didn't know that Jesus entered Jerusalem on a donkey, which has a cross on its back. And then he left Jerusalem with a cross on his back. I didn't know all of that stuff. So I do believe, like, now, like the average person, when you talk about a talking donkey, you go to Shrek, but the talking donkey's in the Bible. So yeah, if you want me to code Shrek, I could do it. Kim Possible? No, I've never heard of that. I need this girl's name. Oh, I'm not going to sleep because I ain't Googling it. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night. All right. What's the name? A few of you have told me that you watched Hey Arnold. What's the name of the girl that fancied him, who bullied him with blonde pigtails, who was one of the main characters? Move it, football head. All right. Well, he did have a football head. He did. Why? No one else did. Why did Arnold have a football head? Who created that? Why? I'm going to come up with a character, call him Arnold, give him a football head. Nobody else has one. Time out. I'm going to really think of this girl's name. Come on. It's not Helga. Is it Helga? Javi, is it Helga? Can we have confirmation of that before I check? Is it Helga? Cindy, no, Cindy doesn't. Helga did something to me. Helga did something. Cindy, no. Where are you getting Cindy from? It's not Cindy. Helga. Javi, can you check on Google? Because I said I ain't looking. Can you check? Please, as a friend? I need to know this. The theme song goes, I love my Satan, when the lyrics are played backwards. Wait, what's this? Wow, and Saved by the Bell? That's crazy. Yeah, I did a guys, Javi will know this. Some of you don't. And I shouldn't be proud of this. And I don't know if pride or proud is the word. Do you guys know that I predicted Screech's death date way in advance? How many of you were supporting me back then? I predicted his death date. I don't want to take glory in that. I called the exact date that he would die. It's called Dustin Diamond. I called the exact date, and that was one where I was like, oh my word, that felt too far to be doing that. I didn't like that I called somebody's death date. It's not like they got in a helicopter crash. I'm like, I think they're going to die today. He had cancer, and then he died like weeks later after I said it, or maybe a month. I can't remember. You can go watch it. Dustin Diamond. He had all the fours. That's why his initials were DD for your 44. I think he died on 4-4. Is that what I predicted? Dustin Diamond. No, it wasn't. He died at 44. That's what it was. And he died. He died on February the 1st, 2021. Exactly 3 years. Was it exactly 3 years before Tom Brady retired? And he was born in 1977, the year Brady was born. You'll have to watch it. But again, I want to ask you this. Is anybody's real name Diamond at the end? Because this wasn't like a stage name. He was called Dustin Neil Diamond. Ain't Neil Diamond, was he a singer? Kathy, you can help me out here. Was Neil Diamond a singer? So this guy, is it his real name? They're telling us this is his name. Like, it's not like Batista who changed his name. That he was literally born Dustin Neil Diamond. And I remember watching that show thinking, like, the girls are attractive, the guys are good looking, and then they were Screech. Yeah, Neil Diamond, what an interesting middle name, Leslie. Probably a female then. Born in New York. Still alive. 83. Neil Diamond, and then you had Dustin Neil Diamond, I'm sure. Because Neil Diamond sung Sweet Caroline, didn't he? That song just won't disappear. And if there's one song that actually pisses me off, it's that one. All right? Sorry if you like it. If you like it, you like it. I remember, again, when I was younger, because that song's been around for decades, when the whole pub or whatever would be, Sweet Caroline, ba, ba, ba. I was like, bye, bye, bye. Off I go. This song irritates me. I think England fans started singing it. I'm being a bit loud here, guys, at almost 11 o'clock. I'm being a bit animated. I don't know where this energy is coming from. I think it's those 11s with America. So, Magic School Bus, yeah. I didn't really get into that. I still feel like I'm missing a few absolute classics, cartoons that I used to watch. Yeah, it's easy to say they have a drug problem. I think a lot of them do, for sure. Show me some. Wait, show me. Let's have some fun. CBBS. CBBS. Do you guys remember? Guys, do you remember Tots TV? Come on, anybody in the chat? This is a tough one. Anybody remember Tots TV? What a joke of a show that was. And I think I liked it. They kind of had weird voices and they didn't really do anything. It was like, I'm a tot, he's a tot, teeny Tom and tiny, off we go together now. And they didn't do anything. They'd be like, I don't know what the name, I'm a tot, he's a teeny, what are you drinking? Oh, Tom, I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper. Ah, beautiful Dr. Pepper. And I was like, watching it. I'm going to have to watch a Tots TV to see how bad it was now. You might not know what it was, but I'm a tot and he's a tot, teeny Tom and tiny. They all had like bright coloured hairs and they were like puppets and dolls. I don't know what they were. A bit freaky. I don't know if it was like humans inside of them. I don't know what it was. What else did I watch? Oh, come on. There was a few others, guys. I watched so many cartoons. Bottle Top Bill. Hey, Emmanuel, you're pointing out some absolute classics here. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, kind of in your face witchcraft. They had a black cat called Salem. And again, I don't know if Sabrina the Teenage Witch, if she was living with two mothers or a mother and a sister, or I can't remember. I remember Sabrina, she lived in this big house and there was two women. I don't know if she had a father figure. But again, in your face, a teenage witch just glorifying witchcraft. German diamant, French and Dutch diamant, diamond or Yiddish dime from medieval Latin dramas, genitive diamantis, and ultimately from Greek adamus, uncomparable genitive. Wow, that's crazy stuff. Do you know Kobe has a daughter called Diamante? Or middle name's Diamante? It's Natalia Diamante. 488,000 records for diamond. Oh my word. That's mental. Teletubbies. Now that. Good night, Javi. God bless you. Recharge those batteries, baby. Thank you for everything. Or was it the two sisters Sabrina had? So who were paying for that giant house then? I'm pretty sure it was Sabrina and two other women and a cat, which could talk, by the way. I'm pretty sure that Salem talked. Teletubbies. I'll be honest with you, I never liked that. I've got a funny story for you. When my brother Tom was really young, about 4 or 5 years old, he was scared shitless of the talking sun, which was a baby. He was scared of the sun. And I think there was a bear, a talking bear, and he would cry his eyes out. Talking bear or something. But the Teletubbies, which I'm pretty certain that Tinky Winky was gay, by the way, the purple one. All right, it's so camp. Didn't even talk. I'm trying to think how they talked. What we watching? You got these 4 weird things walking around with giant asses. All right, and they're doing all of that. I don't know what they're saying. It's not even a language. And then it cuts to a sun with a baby smiling. Then there's some bear talking, and they're eating this pink custard. And there's like this Nunu. I think there was some Nunu Hoover that would suck up the pink custard, which was probably something seedy about that we didn't catch. What was that? Who came up with the Teletubbies? And why was it huge? It was shit. Sorry if you enjoyed it, guys, because it was very successful. You had Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Dipsy, la la, la la, po. You all had the distinctive voices, and each one of them pissed me off, even as a kid. Teletubbies. Teletubbies what? Say bye-bye? Bye-bye. And they went down like something from Super Mario. Like, you have to be like high as a kite to write the Teletubbies, guys. What about Blubby, Blubby, Blubby? My neighbors are going to probably complain about me tomorrow. Mr. Blobby, this pink, big-ass, whatever it was, with yellow spots, just causing havoc. And we all found it funny. Mr. Blobby, again, I think you have to be from England. I don't think he went to the US. I don't think Mr. Blobby's fame went beyond England, to be honest. Anybody know Mr. Blobby? Banana Split, yeah. What about Bananas in Pajamas? Anybody watch that? Somebody's literally just put 2 words together that rhyme and made a cartoon. All right? Think of a cool name for a cartoon. I don't know. Bananas? No, we need more than that. What about Bananas in Pajamas? Yeah, done. Let's make a cartoon. Who's coming up with this stuff? Bananas in Pajamas are running down the stairs. Bananas and pajamas are everywhere. I've never seen a banana in pajamas, so I don't know how they're everywhere. I'm pretty sure you guys have never seen a banana in pajamas. And there was Banana Man. Like, if I'm going to be a superhero, I want a better name than Banana Man. Anybody watch Banana Man? Like, come on, that's Superman. That's a good name. All right, Spider-Man, I get it. You got bit by a spider, became this superhero. But Banana Man, what did it? I can't remember. Did he just eat a banana and become a superhero? I've ate plenty of bananas. I have bananas every morning, guys, in my smoothies. Why am I not banana man or banana smoothie man? I don't know. But yeah, we're coming up with some classic. Yeah, Mr. Blob, like, if anything shows you that what I've said for a while, the charts is a lie. Mr. Blobby got to number 1. So did Chef from South Park. Suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them. That got to number 1. An animated character, Chef, sung a song about his chocolate salty balls and to put them in your mouth and to suck them. It went to number 1. Now, this is why I say, guys, you've got these musicians worldwide who are performing in like local bars who are just amazing. And then they're watching Chef from South Park get to number 1. Mr. Blobby get to number 1. It must piss you off, you know what I mean? And when I watch some of these footballers, I'm like, how are they pro footballers? They're shite. It annoys me, man. Just Googled, hey, Arnold Gerald has a jersey with 33 on it. I remember that. Yeah, and Grandpa Phil had the biggest nose you're ever going to see. He either had a massive nose or a massive chin. Maybe both. Or was it a massive Adam's apple? I remember that the grandpa, he had something massive. It might have been his chin or his nose. Heart attack. I watched that. Neil Buchanan. I never liked art either, but I liked Heart Attack. Which is strange because I had no interest in art at school. Although I do have a really funny story. I was making this papier-mâché of a woman. I can't remember who it was. Whole body papier-mâché. And oh, brilliant stuff. I can't remember who it was, but I ended up getting an A. I got like the highest grade for it. And I smacked one of my mates. Do you know papier-mâché, guys? Get all this paper, you mix it together and you can make things. We had to make a person. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't a specific person. I smacked my mate with this papier-mâché, lost his head, and a leg came off. Her leg came off. I was like, oh my word, that's like my work. That's my project. It's got one leg. Nightmare. I turned it into a mermaid. I think I made it Little Mermaid or something. I lost a leg. I was like, okay, let's say it's a mermaid. Pulled out an A. I think it's the highest grade I've ever got in art because I really didn't care about it. Art, graphic design, it just didn't do anything for me. Look at the background I have. You can tell I'm not into art. You know what I mean? Captain Pugwash. Yeah, that is an interesting name. Yeah, Mr. Blobby came from Noel Edmonds' house party. Noel Edmonds is a bit off. He's weird. He did Deal or No Deal, didn't he? Notice those boxes were red and blue. See that symbolism with the colors everywhere, the red and blue. It's everywhere. Deal or No Deal. That, by the way, just so you all know, Deal or No Deal was legit. Like, it was legit. I had 2 friends that went on the show. One of them did all right, won like, I think 7,000. The other one had an absolute nightmare. I think he went away with like a tenner. Pissed myself. But it was legit, that show. So I was starting to think, is this real? But it is. And what they do, they have to take weeks off work to get the opportunity to go on it. You have to stay in like this hotel. And then they'll say, okay, it's your turn now. You don't go just for that specific day because they record so many in one day. Did you know that? They record a lot of shows in one day when it comes to those, like Deal or No Deal. The Powerpuff Girls. Oliver Twist, please, sir. Can I have some more? Like, that's pretty polite. Do you know what I mean? Oh, and what about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Remember that? Charlie wins the golden ticket. And then his grandpa, who was so lazy, never moved his ass. Oh, it was all over that chocolate, wasn't he? It was all over the factory. Could barely move. He was sick. Straight to the factory, man. And the guys, there's a lot of life lessons in that movie. Greed, disobeying orders. My girlfriend just texted me. Oh, here it is. Helga, Javi sent me it. This is the one I was talking about. It's got the unibrow. Again, who thought? Let's give Helga a unibrow. But before I go, guys, I did not expect to be talking about this. But I'm glad I am. By the way, this is Riddler's cat. Riddler, look at this. Give me a woo for Riddler's cat. How beautiful. This is Monkey. How beautiful is that? It literally looks like Puss in Boots. And again, something since I came to God, I look at animals differently now. Like I look at them, I'm like, I see they have personalities. I really appreciate animals. I never used to. New York Rangers scored an own goal in game 1, and the players look like NPCs and don't look like they even realize what they're doing. I agree. I don't think a lot of them are aware. You're like, how did they miss that? Or how did he put it in his own goal? Or how did he hit the post from a yard? Like, they look genuinely shocked. I think they're being used. Adam, well, you went to the Power Rangers. Yeah, I fancied the pink one, didn't you? Didn't we all fancy the pink Power Ranger? All right. The green Power Ranger recently died, didn't he? I did a video about that as well. Yeah, I watched the Power Rangers. You Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I think it became a movie as well. I was into Power Rangers. I think I had the figures for that as well. What a waste of money. What am I going to do? What did I do with these plastic toys? Yeah, I think I played Power Rangers on a video game as well. Shaun the Sheep. Of course I've heard of Shaun the Sheep, Agent D. Yeah, Shaun the Sheep all day long, baby. Rosie and Jim. Rosie and Jim. I can't remember the rest. Rosie forgot to put the dun. Rosie and Jim. Again, they were sat on a boat, did nothing. Adam, did you like Beavis and Butthead? Just such a stupid show. Yeah, I loved it. I was into stupid shows like that. Yeah, Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, just a dumb show, which I liked. I love South Park. I love Family Guy. I loved all that. I don't watch any of it now. Celebrity Deathmatch. That was mental on MTV. I used to watch all the silly things. Jackass, Dirty Sanchez. Fun fact, I was sat next to a guy from Dirty Sanchez flying from LA to London. The one with the blonde hair, I was sat next to him when I was a big fan. He was literally like the Johnny Knoxville of Dirty Sanchez. It was like the Welsh version or the European version of Jackass. And I think they were crazier. He sat next to me. I spoke to him. And he seemed nice. But if you watch some of the things he did, it's just stupid. And that Jackass and Dirty Sanchez stuff, that's when the internet started coming out. And that's when people started doing stupid shit for views and likes, which is now just on a different level with TikTok and all of that. People just doing whatever it takes to get views. Freddie the Flute, John Garber. Whoa, this is mental stuff, guys. Adam, you have to watch The Art of Racing in the Rain. Never heard of it. I'll check it out. Enzo the dog. Trini was your favorite Ranger. Okay. Wallace and Gromit. For whatever reason, they were obsessed with cheese. And I am. I ate too much cheese again today. Omelette full of cheese. Homemade pizza full of cheese. I'm eating too much cheese, guys. I told you the other day, I had all that lasagna. Cheese is a weakness for me, just like with Wallace and Gromit, guys. Balls of Steel, yeah, that was a good show, but again, just promoting stupidity, which I used to enjoy. Have you watched Kerwitz? No. Yeah, exactly, Agent D. I can do this mind-blowing stream, or at least the first hour was. Now it's just getting ridiculous, but yeah, I could literally, if I want tomorrow, I could say, Kenya, let's go to the beach. I need you to video record me farting in this woman's face. All right? Because I want to go viral. And it probably would. I'd look at the camera and go, hey guys, guess what I'm going to do now? Guess what? I'm going to go over there and I'm going to fart in that woman's face. Woo! And then I head over there. It's been edited slightly. I'll do maybe before every time I fart in somebody's face, I do a little dance so you know what's about to go down. That's my signature, the little fart dance. All right. And then I go 3, 2, 1. Woo! Like that. And I walk off. Kenya gets it. Let's go. Let's run away. Let's get that on YouTube. I'd probably get more likes from that than anything I've ever done with my profound videos. Okay. I could call myself the fart man. And I'm laughing. I'd probably make a grand minimum from YouTube. I could sell merchandise, the fat man. I'm a fat man. I'd probably release that song with me farting to the beat, and it'd probably get millions of views. Probably win Eurovision. The fat man. I'm a fat man. Bada bada bee, ba ba bada bo. Ba ba bada bo. I'd probably win Eurovision with that. That's the world we're living in right now. But I ain't going to be fat man. But it is something to consider if this illusion stuff just keeps staying here. Fat man does have a ring to it. And you all know that, don't you? I'm going because I have to pick up my girlfriend, and this is getting really silly now. Maybe I'm tired. I've still got a bit of sunburn. I don't know what I just said. Something about fat man. Maybe that's my superhero name. Maybe we'll make a cartoon as well. Fat man to the rescue. The villain is about to steal the old lady's handbag. Well, here's fat man to fart in the guy's face and knock him out with one fart. Sorry, guys. I apologize. If you're new to this channel, I apologize, all right? And if you're mature and you want in some intellectual conversation and content right now, apologies. If you're into this childish humor that I'm revealing right now, I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it's making you giggle a little bit. So yeah, I've got to go, guys. 2 a.m. Wow, Kathy, get some sleep, baby. Sorry for calling you baby. Kathy, sorry. Get some sleep. Kathy is one of my good friends. She bought this chair for me. Amazing woman. All right. This is what would happen if Fat Man was on The Voice. All right. I'm going to be a judge. Fat Man was on The Voice. So I'm a fat man. Bada bada bee, bada bada bo. Bada bada bo. That's what they would do on The Voice. They would turn the chair around. Boom. Fat man, number 1. All right. Right, I'm off, guys. Oh, my word. I ain't watching this stream back. And with my America code, I'll do a short video with the 11s. Just boom, get it out to your friends. If any of them even give a shit. I probably won't, unfortunately. But can we get a last woo? Just like this, please, Adam. What, you want a long woo? This is, okay, what time are we on? Oh, my word, it's 11:18. It's 11:18. That's the birthday of the guy who scored the winning goal for America, November the 18th. All right, you want a long woo? Okay. Fat Man is done. I've retired him, just so you know. Please don't ever bring up Fat Man again. It was here for like 10 minutes. That character's gone. Don't get attached. Fat Man's done. So you want to woo? I'll give you one, but I'm probably going to get annihilated tomorrow by the neighbors. Neighbors, what a show that was. Everybody needs good neighbors to be there for one another. What a show that was. That made me want to live in Australia, no doubt about it. I'll give you a woo then before I go. Gematria, you might want to watch the first hour of this and maybe not the last hour. We'll see. All right, here we go. Let's leave with a woo. Have you seen the photo of a YouTuber wishing Happy Mother's Day to some jack bloke in a wig pretending to be his mother? No, and I don't want to. I don't want to see a jack man dressed as a woman pretending to be somebody's mother. I don't gain anything from that. It'll probably wind me up. What did you miss? You missed Fat Man Ramo. You missed some crazy codes. We talked about cartoons because I brought up Postman Pat, because Emmanuel said he woke up at 6 a.m. and I was like, what? You're a postman? Like Postman Pat with a black and white cat? And then I was like, what was the name of Postman Pat's cat? And somebody told me it was Jess. And then it just, since then, this stream's just been pretty crazy and random. The most random stream I've ever done. So I'll give you a woo to go because I appreciate you all. And if I get evicted, this ain't the Big Brother house, brother. I ain't getting evicted. I'll give you a woo, but I can't be as loud as I want to be. All right, here we go. This is for Tom Wilson. Don't know who he is, but he's got a good name, Tom Wilson. I think if Tom was sick, I would say to him, Tom, get Wilson. Woo! That's a good one. I could literally feel the floor vibrate from that woo. Right, I've got to go. Got to throw on some shoes. Go pick up my girlfriend. Night Adam, Simon Cowell would love Fatman. Guy, I told you Fatman's done. He's gone. Okay? It's done. If you want to take the idea, take it. Just send me the royalties, guys. If anybody wants to become Fatman and do what I said, go for it. I ain't doing it. Too busy. Too busy coding the world and preaching the word of God, guys, to be going around farting in people's faces for a living. But if you guys want that, go for it. It's yours, all yours. All right, see you later. Thanks for watching. Please hit that like on your way out if I made you laugh, if I made your mind blown, and if I inspired you to maybe be Fatman. Fatman. So much potential with it. I'm going to second think this, actually. It's not done, guys. Spoiler, Fatman ain't going anywhere. Let's see what's around the corner for him. There's a lot of potential there, guys. It was a fun show tonight. I have been way too serious. Thanks, Adam, for the laughs and giggles. Yeah, I've been way too serious as well recently. I needed to just be a bit of a joker today. All right. Got to joke around every now and again, you know what I mean? Were you farting on live stream? No, I didn't actually fart once, Ramo. I didn't fart once. I don't think I've ever farted on a live stream. Hopefully, that's going to remain that way. So yeah, no, I didn't fart. I didn't, bro. I promise you. You can watch it all. So no, I wasn't. So yeah, God bless you all. I'm off. Take care. I can't go live tomorrow. I'm actually having a day off. Woo! And you know it. For the first time in forever, I'm just going to chill with my girl and just forget the world. What a song that is. All right. Chasing Cars. All right. Well, a mosquito just came out of my mouth. I'm off, guys. Woo! Baby. Take care. God bless you all. And like I said, Tom, get well, son. Woo!